On this week's news, F1's cost cap squabbles are boiling over, while Pierre Gasly's future is in the spotlight. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click that bell so you never miss an update. There was a storm brewing in Singapore last weekend, with rumors two teams alleged to be Red Bull and Aston Martin broke F1's $145 million cost cap in 2021, with the FIA, which noted significant and unsubstantiated speculation and conjecture on the matter, expected to reveal its findings this week. The annually decreasing cost cap, which was first introduced last year to help level the playing field, has proven painful for the top teams, with its workforces slashed to meet the cap. But rival teams are ramping up pressure on the FIA to come down hard on any transgressions, with the future of the cap at stake. Alleged breaches of the financial regulations, if any, will be dealt with according to the formal process set out in the regulations, said the FIA statement. The FIA has a range of penalties for cost cap breaches, including tighter future caps, reduced aero time, fines, and reprimands. It could also suspend a team from future events or deduct points. Pierre Gasly says he'll know within the next 3 weeks which team he'll race for in 2023, with an Alpine shift dependent upon AlphaTauri getting Dutchman Nyck de Vries, with that contract allegedly signed. Gasly, who said strategy cost him a better result than 10th in Singapore, has blossomed at AlphaTauri, with the highlight his emotional win at Monza for the Italian squad in 2020. But with Sergio Perez locked in at Red Bull Racing until the end of 2024, there's no way back for Gasly. And while he's confirmed at AlphaTauri for next year, the brand is happy to let him go to Alpine for an all-French lineup with Esteban Ocon, as long as the alternative is strong. Everybody knows the ongoing conversation and discussion, but on my side, I think hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should have a clear answer on my future, he said. Daniel Ricciardo says 2023 will see him either down the back of the grid or reserving for a bigger squad with an eye on 2024. Ricciardo will leave McLaren at the end of the season, destination as yet unknown, after his 3-year deal was cut short for underperformance at Woking relative to teammate Lando Norris. But while the Australian hasn't publicly been linked to any of the open F1 seats, he says he wants to stay in the sport, and his management team is talking behind the scenes with everyone. I love other disciplines of motorsport, but I do not see myself there at least. I feel as well if I jump into something like that, it closes the door in F1 like I've checked out, and I haven't, he said. Ricciardo, who finished 5th at Marina Bay on Sunday, will get updates to his MCL 36 this weekend in Japan, after Norris got priority in Singapore. 2023 rookie Oscar Piastri says he's looking forward to testing himself against future McLaren teammate Lando Norris, with the pressure on the precocious Australian to immediately deliver. Piastri took advantage of an incomplete Alpine contract to sign with rival McLaren, costing him time to develop away from the spotlight, but said in a chat with Australian Grand Prix podcast In the Fast Lane, he's focused on what he needs to do.
I'm looking forward to, being able to show what I have, but also, there's undoubtedly going to be things to learn along the way, and I think Lando's a very strong teammate to be able to learn from.
Alfa Romeo boosted its presence ahead of Singapore with the inevitable news that Zhou Guanyu will be staying with the squad into 2023, ensuring stability alongside Top Gun Valtteri Bottas, and additional commercial opportunities with the return of the Chinese Grand Prix next year, scheduled for April 16. Guanyu, China's first F1 racer, impressed with a point on debut, but has since proved a capable combatant, despite a rough mid-season featuring reliability issues and a massive crash at Silverstone. But the 23-year-old recovered and scored a point at Monza, the first for an Alfa Romeo car since Canada. And the team has been impressed with his approach, on track and off. We knew he was quick, but the way he adapted to Formula One in such a short time has been one of the best surprises of our season, said team boss Frederic Vasseur. Guan Yu crashed out in Singapore after Nicholas Latifi squeezed him into the Turn 5 barriers, with the Williams driver earning a 5-place grid penalty for Japan. En route to Singapore last week, Mercedes made a pit stop in Malaysian capital Kuala Lumpur, home to its title and technical partner Petronas, to extend its multi-year deal beyond 2026. The squad was given a rock-star entrance by crowds of fans at the iconic Twin Towers before getting down to business and inking the deal, which will include development of 100% sustainable fuels as part of the 2026 power unit regulations, along with other projects focusing on achieving net carbon zero.
We're having corporations around sustainable aviation fuel. We have recently made a test around biofuel that is powering our trucks, and there is a much bigger scope that we'll be exploring together in order to a more sustainable world.
The squad also dipped its cap to Petronas, not just given past successes over the last 10 years, with 115 race wins and 8 straight constructors' titles, but with fuel and lubricants a real performance differentiator.
We've really gone leaps and bounds over the years and continue to raise the bar, and that's why we have the 8 world titles, constructors' titles. As I said, reliability is everything, and we've had the best reliability over those 10 years.
Red Bull boss Christian Horner says he'd be open to the squad extending its collaboration with Honda after its current deal to supply power units to the brand's dual outfits from its Sakura base ends in 2025. Red Bull heads to Japan's Suzuka circuit this week as the home squad, with the track owned by Honda. But Horner said to F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, 2025 may not mean sayonara.
Maybe there are elements that might want to come back in, or with the 50-50 split between combustion and electrical power with the future power unit. Maybe that is a route for them to retain an involvement in Formula One, but nothing that we're doing is in any way dependent or contingent upon that. We're very much on our own track.
McLaren headed to Singapore last week in style, with a striking new look it will retain for Japan, a fluoro future mode livery from cryptocurrency sponsor OKX. McLaren leapfrogged its rival Alpine for 4th in Marina Bay on Sunday, with a strong double point score, its first since France, an unexpected result given the chaotic nature of the Singapore race. The special livery, which looked strong under the lights at Marina Bay, is the first for the British team since the fan-celebrated Golf scheme that it ran at the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix. Las Vegas is set for a taste of F1 1 year ahead of schedule, with the sport holding a free launch party on November 5, 1 week ahead of this year's Brazilian Grand Prix. F1, which is promoting the event with Liberty Media, has already dubbed its third American race for 2023 as the most anticipated Grand Prix in motorsport's history. And it's upping the hype with the event at its former race host Caesars Palace that will feature F1 cars from Red Bull and Mercedes running on Las Vegas Boulevard. F1 continues to grow its stateside profile and has already held a number of fan festivals to boost interest, including in 2019 Los Angeles, along Hollywood Boulevard, and in Chicago.
I mean, we did the Triple Donut before with 3 Red Bull cars in Zandvoort, but of course here, 3 different brands at the Hollywood Boulevard. I mean, yeah, I don't think you will ever get that again.
F1 has been cleared for more sprints from 2023, with the total upped from 3 to 6. with the FIA making a U-turn on its decision from earlier this year, where it had blocked the move to assess costs. F1 and the 10 teams allegedly agreed back in May to 6 sprints in 2023, but it's understood that the governing body wanted more cash, with more resources needed in scrutineering and Parc Fermé. The FIA's World Motorsport Council, however, last week approved the regulatory framework required for the extra sessions, paving the way for 1/4 of the races next year to feature a sprint. It's not yet known which circuits will feature the extra race in 2023, with Brazil the last sprint scheduled for this season. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.